Because we're playing every video game in order of release. Now, for the first time, you can binge watch the entire video game industry. We're now playing all the games released at some time in September or the fall of 1982. And now it's time to play some Microbes on the TRS-80 Color computer. We've actually kind of already played this one. This came out as Color Meteoroids in April 1981, and this is kind of a re-release, kind of an update. Let's check it out. Here's the box for Microbes. This one is basically Tandy saying, we want to make it official and put it on a cartridge, slap some more branding on it, and fancify it. So now this is a more improved Color Meteoroids. Microbes is where it's at. It looks like every other cartridge we've seen for the TRS-80 Color computer so far. We do have anything else besides the box. We also have the cartridge. We're going to pop it and play on our Color computer. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. And with an example of the screenshot, here's the manual for Microbes. You gotta give Tandy the credit. They are really good at making it look fancy. This has the presentation. What in the world? We have a scientist here. Microbes are one-celled organisms, the form of bacteria. Some microbes are a healthy necessity. These microbes are a threat to survival. Wait, is this an educational lesson or are we playing a video game here? The realm of microbes can only be entered if you have a TRS-80 Color computer with 16K and 2 joysticks, optional 2 joysticks, just so you know. Make sure you have the Color computer connected to the television set, and there's our setup. Very nice. To play the game, they're going to show you what, oh yeah, you have 10 spaces. You can type your name, and you'll be asked for skill level. You have 16 skill levels, 0 through 15. 0 is the easiest, 15 is the most difficult. And then we have more X factors will appear if you play on higher skill levels. Then you can select after you select the skill level, it'll then ask for what mode you want to play. You have 2 options of controlling the bacteria disinfector's defense mechanisms. You can use keyboard controls or joysticks. If you hit enter, then it's just normal keyboard controls. And then if you want to fire antibiotics, you press the space bar without getting penalized. You can hold it down, which fires a constant stream of antibiotics. Or you can press the release of the space bar for individual shots. Now, explaining the game honestly makes me feel like some of those edutainment titles that we're going to be seeing later. You know, like the make sure you clean your teeth and avoid plaque. But no, it's a true it's a true asteroids variant that we're going to be playing. So that's how you rotate your disinfector, moving around using keyboard controls. And then we also have invisibility, which if you hit the clear key, you can become temporarily invisible. And then we also have to accelerate your bacteria fighting ship. You can push those buttons simultaneously. Cool artwork that they're putting in the manual. You usually don't see this much from Tandy inside. Now, here's where the game is unique. When we played this back in April 1981, I didn't use the mode with the double joysticks until now. I'm going to be using 2 joysticks because you can play an Asteroids game with dual joysticks. It's so cool. So it takes both joysticks to activate the keyboard features. You connect joysticks, and each joystick has its own attributes. When you choose mode 1, the right joystick fires antibiotics, right joystick level controls acceleration and rotation, and the left joystick achieves invisibility. Because each joystick has a button to control, and you have to have the invisibility, and you also have to have the button to fire. So you're going to be using the 2 joysticks and also the 2 buttons on each joystick. And if you choose mode 2, the left one will rotate the disinfector, and the right joystick will fire antibiotics. So it's your choice. What do you want to make for firing and moving the cannon around? But very, very unique control scheme. The disinfector is in the middle of the screen. At the lower left corner is your current number of disinfectors. Each time you hit a microbe or an X factor, you'll lose a disinfector. So we have to be destroying all of them. I still feel like this is an educational title, but trust me, it's not. Your score depends on the number of microbes and X factors successfully destroyed with your missiles. There are 3 sizes, large, medium, and small, because when you break apart a microbe, it gets smaller and smaller, like asteroids. And then there's our scores for points. You hit a large microbe, it'll divide into 2 medium-sized ones, and hit a medium-sized, it'll divide into 2 small ones. We've seen that before. If you lose all disinfectors, the screen will show the following results, and it has a high score table. Very nice. We have player identification and skill level on the high score table. Very, very cool. Arcade style on the TRS-80 Color computer. If you want to keep playing, you can. You can wait approximately 1 minute to answer. Or if you don't want to, a demonstration screen appears, or they do it like an arcade attract mode. It plays itself. You can erase all previous scores if you want to as well. And then I think it's just legal mumbo jumbo, yeah, at the end. All right, let's pop in and play Microbes, the cartridge. This is Spectral Associates, published by Tandy at sometime in September 1982. All right, I got the 2 joysticks plugged in, and it's asking what my name is. I just brutalized that one. Chrono it is. What skill level do we want? We'll start with 2. And then what mode do we want? I'm not going to do keyboard. We're going to do mode 2 to play. And here's the way it works. 1 joystick is moving the ship around. Wow, it feels so good to move it around. The other one simultaneously will change the turret. Look, I can move in one direction and fire in another. Very similar to games like Robotron 2084. But I'm able to do it here. And there's my warp. Okay, got it. And then if I wanted fire, I have, there it is. So I can hold down and just do non-stop fire. Cool. And then fly around. Whoa, yeah, so very, very cool control scheme. It would take a while to get used to because this is rare to see on a home computer. Most of the time we see games like this, it's in the arcades. Being able to move and shoot at the same time, and it's being done as an asteroid variant, it's awesome. Yeah, twin stick shooter for sure. The microbes are everywhere. And I guess they had to avoid some legality with Atari, turning it into microbes, because this is just 1-to-1 asteroids. Oh, there's one of the X Factors. Don't let it get you. It's the evil auto of microbes. All right, let's go fly over there. The speeds, yeah, the speed of your ship goes really, really fast. No, don't get me. No, we did right at the end. We still got a couple lives left. Did it freeze on me? Hello? Anything? It may have. I think the game froze on me. Is everyone else with me? We played it too hard. The last time we played it, it didn't freeze. When we played Color Meteoroids, it's didn't. Yeah, we didn't get anything like that. All right. Yeah, everyone's still there. The game just blew up on us. But you can understand how big of a title this is. Microbes is pretty cool. This is our 38th asteroid variant we played so far on the channel. And most of the twin stick shooters, there's another one that was on the Coco called Space War in May 1981 that we played. But the rest of these are going to be seeing on the arcade. You know, like twin stick shooters are Draco, Lost Tomb, Space Dungeon, and Robotron 2084. So the twin stick shooter, actual 2 joysticks being able to manipulate, is still a really fresh concept. So Microbes is awesome. I last only gave it 3 stars on when we played it back in 1981, but I got to give it props. The control scheme is very, very unique. I know, right? Unless pause was enabled, but I'm only playing on the joystick, so I didn't push the pause key. I even tried pushing, you know, the pause on my Coco, and it still didn't work. Oh yeah. Well, the crash is either because of emulation. If you had this at the time, you'd be having a good time. All right, so I'd say of all the games so far on a home computer, yeah, around 3.5 stars, above average for sure. Yeah, it ran very, very fast. For asteroid variants, it's done very well. It's not changing any mechanics up for the home computer, but the control scheme is really nice. Yeah. Yeah, and I was holding down the button. You can hold down the fire button instead of just firing one at a time. You have the decision too. Yeah, so there you go. Real hardware, that's the way to go. Right, Curtis? All right, so I'd say 3.5 or 4 stars of all the games so far you can be playing on a home computer. Really, really fun. Because of the control scheme, I'm going to rate it higher than we did before. I think I pushed enter and we used keyboard controls when we saw this in 1981. So 2 joysticks, awesome. Really, really fun. All right, so after that, what is next? We're now going to the Apple II for something very special. This is Miner, just Miner. Let's pop in and play Miner. It's by Doug Smith. And this one technically was never released. We're bending the rules a little bit because we usually don't play prototypes, but this one's a special prototype. If you know who Doug Smith is, you probably can guess what this is. All right, press any key to continue. We can start the game with joystick with J, pause the game. There's our controls for how to play Miner, at least a few of the controls, and then press the key to continue. And then we also have our joystick controls, which I'll have a joystick plugged into our Apple II, and then press any key to run Miner. Here we go. Let's play it. You can already make your guesses now what you think it is. It was really cool because I found Miner lumped in with Miner 2049er on the Apple II and realized this is not Miner 2049er, but I saw the release date, programmed by Doug Smith, September 1982, and I said, okay, I'll show this one at some time in September 1982. I am not officially doing prototypes because there's so many out there. This one's a special one because every now and then you can find prototypes that are almost done or even complete, which is kind of cool. There you go, scruffy looking got it. The working title for Lode Runner. It's still loading up for us. Or maybe it's... Yeah, still going. Miner is still coming up. This prototype only has 20 levels that you could be playing, but it's still a really fun time if you had a chance to check this out. This is one of those games that is going to be really big in 1983, and we've already seen a few video games that I'm amazed that we're seeing them now in 1982 because they're so close to what we're going to be seeing later in 1983. There we go. We got it up. Nice. And I think it's already killed me off. Miner is a prototype of Lode Runner, which doesn't exist yet. It hasn't come out at this point. Let's see if we can get our control set. Yeah, it's not responding yet with the joystick, but it did say you had to do control, what is it, K? And then J. And then, oh, it's not going to let me go. So they have a few differences between this and the official Lode Runner. Notice that the enemies aren't really animated. They look like robots coming at us. The same rules apply. You're supposed to pick up the treasure and then move on after that. Yeah, it's not responding. I'm going to remove this one and see. Oh, that's a good point. This prototype does not have the level editor, but that was very big for Lode Runner when it does come out. All right, so doing it again. Oh, there we go. It starts to work right when they run after me. I'm ready. Put me in. If not, we'll just do keyboard controls. Oh, I think all our lives are out. When I first booted this up, I was so surprised. Because I couldn't believe, wait a second, Miner, this looks just like Lode Runner, and then did a little research and found out that it's the prototype or the working title that Doug Smith did right before Broderbund picked it up and said, "Oh, we need to do something with this. This is pretty cool." All right, we'll go in again. There we go. Oh, I think they have us surrounded though. By the time I get the controls to work, then it all dies, and there is no sound. This one is something pretty rare for the Chronologically Gaming show. We don't really do prototypes, but you can work your way playing, and you can dig left and right. The holes of digging still work. Work your way to the top, and it goes on to the next maze. But look at this. We already have some really good fleshed out levels already. IJK, there it is. Make our way around before they show up. So fun. And then to dig, it's... And... They only have a selection to be able to dig left or dig right. But completely different experience than what we're used to here on the show, because we usually don't play a work-in-progress video game. But really cool to see that this is September 1982, and this is happening right now before the official release of it. Oh, yes, that's right. So much to talk about there. So there's Miner. I really wouldn't be fair to rate it because it's not really an official game, but I still got to say this is great to be able to play something like this. So I'm going to say above average, just to put it here for now, but when I actually play Lode Runner, it'll be a much higher rated game than this one. The prototype is not complete. All right, so after that, what could be next? We're going to go back to the TRS-80 color computer, and this is Mission Empire. This is one we don't have a lot of information for, just a couple screenshots, and then this ad, now for 16K, doesn't require extended basic. It's a strategic war game strategy game starting with one planet, incomplete intelligence, and limited resources. You must conquer the rest of your galaxy. The game takes 2 to 5 hours and is different every time. All versions offer the same option of saving a game in progress. So this one is another game that is a really rare strategy genre. It's the 4X genre, way back here in September 1982. You start the game with only one planet called Homeworld with a limited financial, industrial, and population resources. Building on this base, you have to conquer 19 systems in your corner of the galaxy. As you conquer each system, you can add resources to your own, build a strong force enough that will take on some of the really big planets, and at the end of the game, you will receive a final score. The score depends not only on conquering all planets, but how fast you can do it. Be warned that haste can make waste. An aborted attack can set you back many years. Additionally, losing all your naval squadrons will automatically end the game. By taking advantage of the fact that interstellar travel is nearly the speed of light, the relativity effect, and the ready availability of suspended animation, you'll have 1,000 years, this is their way of saying the turns you'll take to complete your conquest. So it shows us how to run from disk and explains the different commands because you will need those to play this game. This one is a huge title. It's very similar to the Galactic Saga series. It's taking tropes from that. It's a larger game in scope, but I believe this is only one player. It's not going to ask us to be able to have more people play. I know it has to be up your alley if it's kind of one of those games. Oh, that's right. So after we play one prototype here on the show, and everyone's going to wonder, where's all the other prototypes? We do not have, or we will not be playing every single prototype because I'm with you, Chiptune. There's so many good prototypes for the arcade. This one was just a one-off because it happened to be lumped in with Minor 2049er. All right, so let's pop in and play Mission Empire. This is by David Cochran, published by Strictly Color Software first, and then I believe Arc Royal later. All right, here we go. This one is in basic. You're not going to notice that big of a difference because the game is mostly menu-based, where you're deciding what selection you want to conquer the galaxy. We've been playing since 1971, and I feel like we've already conquered the galaxy over 20 times. But this one's still special. All right, way to go, David. Let's do this. Do you want to play a new game? Yes, we do. What level? Do you want to increase the level of difficulty? No. We want to play a basic game. We're not going to play an advanced one here. It's time of far distant future. A man's first galactic empire has collapsed into chaos. After many generations, you're going to try to establish a new empire in this region of the galaxy. The fleet you inherited from your father last year is ready. The year is one new galactic era. Please be patient. The universe is being created. At this time in 1982, that's so cool to be able to say that. Or you have a computer that's making a universe at your fingertips or your keyboard. So yes, you do have to wait for the load for this to run. This game, whenever I wanted to get an in-depth review on it from someone like Wargaming Scribe, he actually skipped over this. He has a brief little stint on it. All he basically said was they just took Galactic Empire, which we saw in August 1980 on the Apple II, and they condensed it down for something you can play on the Coco. That's pretty much what the review is and what this game is. It's a watered down version of a big, massive game, Galactic Empire. All right, here we go. Yes, sometimes it does. I should have fast forwarded that one. Okay, so we're in the home world. We have what mode we're in, our naval squadrons, our marine bases, marine cadres, and our scout ships. And now we can choose from these options, menu-based, attack, build, sleep, travel. So I'm going to start with build and tax. We collected 400 MCs, which is our currency. Do you want to build new units? Yes. Every turn you can build 5. Let's see if we have a max of those. How many naval units do we want to build? I'll do 5 units. You want to build again? Nope, we're done there. Should we recruit any marine cadres to full combat strength, sir? Yes. How many units? Let's do 3. Nice touch. They have little songs there. They're kind of quiet. So we built them up. They have a little ditty to play, very nice. And then we can travel to different sections. We can go ahead and attack, or we can scout ahead. I'll go ahead and scout which planet, and then you choose what planet you want. And then this is kind of the game, how the game works. Or most of these 4X games at the time, you're going to different planets, using your resources, and then trying to exploit those, gain as much as you can, take it over, and then eventually conquer the galaxy. We've seen this in Galaxy by Avalon Hill. We've seen this in a few other games, but it's still a genre that's very, very niche. That's all I'm going to show for Mission Empire at this point. It is a long, tedious strategy game that we're not really able to showcase in its entirety here on the show. Most of the games that are the really big ones, they're above and beyond what the general video game equivalent would be. At this time, there's video games, people think of as Pac-Man or Pong still. This is a whole nother world. So if Mission Empire is pushing the boundaries of what games can be, but I still got to say, of all the games you could play on a home computer, it's still about 3 stars. Errol's thrown out 4 stars, very nice. Yeah, it is already gone. That's how fast our Mission Empire is gonna play. And I'll be honest, we do showcase every single genre here on the show, but not every genre is not necessarily my cup of tea. I do have references and links down below for people that have played even longer of these games, so check those out. All right, so after Mission Empire... Oh, there you go. Curtis is even saying 3.5 and 3 stars for Manly. Very nice. All right, let's see what's next. It's time to play some Money Wars on the Commodore VIC-20. Money Wars. Let's take a look at the box. Love it. The classic VIC-20 box right here. Lights flash, shots ring out. Can you escape or are you trapped? Look out, someone's shooting at you from the sky. Grab the money and run. Reminds me of another game we played that's kind of like Pac-Man, a top-down maze game on the VIC-20, but this is not that at all. It doesn't play that way. There's the cartridge to play some Money Wars, and we also have an example of the screenshot. I love cartridge games when we get to play on home computers. So for the manual, the artwork's pretty cool. It reminds me of we're playing a comic strip and A Life of Crime. As usual, the manuals in the Commodore VIC-20 tell us how to adjust our screen position, load the game, and eliminate that screen flutter. There's something happening on Commodore systems with lots of screen flutter. The strategy is quickly dart across the street, grab the yellow bag of money. You have to be quick but cautious. You have 3 brick barricades to hide behind to avoid deadly fire coming from above. If you get hit, you have 3 chances. If you're successful, you get an additional try at the bag of gold. 5 successful grabs earned you an extra round. Money Wars allows you a certain amount of bonus point situations. Each unit of bonus that's left at the end of the round awards you 100 additional points. Gotta get those points. Give me those points. Be careful as the game goes on and the shots become quicker and quicker. You have to use your bonus time only when necessary. So the controls are, you just move left and right. You have one key for high-speed movement that lowers your bonus score, and then the force field, which also lowers your bonus score. So it's like those are the keys for your last minute, I'm going to waste my bonus score. But notice that this doesn't use the joystick. If you have your Commodore VIC-20 joystick plugged in, doesn't matter. It's all keyboard controlled. Very, very weird. Usually everything we play on the Commodore VIC-20 is with controller or joystick. So there you go. We have alternate versions. Let's pop in and play Money Wars. This is by HAL Laboratory. That's right, the HAL Laboratory. At some time in September 1982. Fetch the money bag. Bring it to the left. Avoid arrows. They try to stop you. The comments above serve as stopper for arrows. So there's our controls. And then if we want to play a 2-player game, this one is alternate play. You don't get to play at the same time. Make sure I got my fingers ready. And it was A and D. Ready and go. We're in the money now. I believe we heard that one 5 or 6 times already on the show. We're in the money. So at the bottom of the screen, I'm able to move left. I'm able to move right. It's a platform game. Almost like Panic. We don't even jump. We pick up the money bag, move our way back to the left, and it's all about dodging. Can we dodge all of the arrows, make our way to the left side, get our bonus points, and then repeat ad nauseum? It's a repetitive affair, and believe it or not, we have already played a game like this. The very first one we ever played was called Wallet Walker, back in May 1982. And then soon after that, we played another game called Pit in July 1982. So this style or formula, I'm going to call Wallet Walker variants, because it's essentially, can you get to the other side of the screen and back? But this one, it has the different features where I have my speed up button to lower the bonus, and I even have the shield. So we have sort of, that's not really power-ups, is we have features that we can utilize if we need to. every other game we played like this has been on the Commodore VIC-20. There's no other computer that's playing this kind of game, just walking back and forth. The color scheme and how this game plays does feel like HAL Laboratory, especially on the title screen. Oh, I should use my barrier. Still charming, though, and the presentation's really good. Or maybe that's because I'm just biased and love HAL Laboratory. Even all the way back here in September 1982. So you can only use those if you need to, but you have so much at your disposal. Like, if you don't care about the bonus points, you could just hold down the E button and then move your walker really fast to the left and right side of the screen. And then we ran out. No more bonus left. So we'll keep going. We'll see if we can survive. And this one is also adding comets. We haven't seen those in the other releases of wallet walker genres. Since I've done the show, there's been genres I didn't even know existed. When I play one game, I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea, but then I see 5 or 6 people do the same idea for the game and think, they just made a genre, or they made a style of game up. Because this is not Panic. We're not digging a hole in the ground. There's 5. Keep going. You see it's getting faster and faster. All our bonus is up. I can't use the fast speed walk, and I can't do my shield, so I'm going to have to rely on the barriers and the comets to protect me. Whoa, yeah, they're coming down so fast. And you finish 5. Oh, nice. We get a ditty and move on to round 2, and our bonus is back. So this one is better than the other ones we played. It has some quality of life improvements, like making it where you finish a round, and then it refills your bonus meter up. I love it, Brian. Reverse Space Invaders. We're not firing any shots. We don't get to shoot anything in the game. All the shots are coming at us, and we're supposed to dodge everything. All right, so I'll be a little bit... See if I can get all 5 and move on to the next round. But the barrier to protect you is fun. So yeah, this one feels better than the other wallet walker style games we played. I want to see what the other rounds have for us. All right, looking pretty good. You have that sense of tension being ramped up. Okay, here's the last one. Wow, look how fast it is. All right, let's see if I can carefully make my way. I could also have the comet help me. Yeah, see, you can use the comet to protect you as another barrier, too. I think we got it. Nice! What an age we're living in where there's different levels for video games now. We're actually getting to improve and go to another level where they change things up. It's awesome. Yeah, Ariel's already thrown out 3.5 stars. Above average. Yeah, the other Wallet Walker games we gave, I liked the concept, but this one, I like the concept to give him 3 stars, but this one is, I would say, above average. And I'm making up the Wallet Walker genre just because that's the first one we ever saw, but this kind of game, move to the right, pick up something, avoid as many things as you can, don't die, and then go to the left side of the screen. Man, there's something about this HAL Laboratory. They're making really fun games. Gameplay-wise, it is simple. There's not a whole lot you need to do except just think about, you know, what to dodge and when to use your power-ups or not. Alright, we're exposed now on the right side. Looks like we made it. We're the worst thief ever. Just take forever to steal this stuff. I see another 3.5 or above average game of everything you can play on a home computer. Notice this later level, we're already getting bricks almost down. Alright, here we go. We gotta be able to be smart now. Okay, last round. For the VIC-20, it's really good. Listen to the sound. The sound of the... oh man, that makes me think of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So cool. So there you go. That's Money Wars for the Commodore VIC-20. Yes, I would say this is better than the other wallet walker kind of games we played. It is above average. It's not just 3. Yeah, I've seen 3.5 from Scruffy looking too. Yeah, the polish, yeah. That's true, Manly. It does make it like a time waster kind of game too, right? But because they're changing up the rounds and making it so you collect 5 and then you go to another round where they change the color and things like that, that's the kind of thing that's going to be changing the video game industry of what's new. Can you get to the next level? And City Arcade says 3.5 as well. Yeah. Yeah, I say above average. Of all the games you can be playing right now, Money Wars is pretty fun. But that's not all. Because it was HAL Laboratory, Money Wars was also on the very rare Commodore Max machine in Japan. Let's go to Japan and play Money Wars. So this one, we also have the manual. I do not know how to read Japanese, though. You can see here, it gives an example of the screenshot and how to play the game. Okay, got it. Nice. And how to connect your Commodore Max machine up to your television with RF. Check that out. And then you can use either joysticks or paddles. We'll be playing neither. I think this one also only does keyboard on the Commodore Max machine. We'll try out our joystick, though. There it is. Joystick controls. Very nice. Cool. By Commodore Japan Limited. So you can see the box is using the same artwork that we saw in North America on the VIC-20. And then there's an example of the cartridge we're going to pop in and play on the Max machine with an example of the screenshot. Here we go. This is Money Wars, again by HAL Laboratory at sometime in September 1982. Looks pretty familiar. Fetch the 5 money bags, move to the other side. All right, I love it. Let's try joystick now. So here we go. I'm going to do 1 player. If you do 2 players, it's still one at a time. You alternate play. Hey, joystick works! So the Commodore Max machine has 1 up on the Commodore VIC-20. This one actually allows me to move left and right. What about my power-ups? Okay, I got my speed up. Oh, wait, but the joystick only has 1 button. So all I have is the speed up. I can't use the shield. I have to press the key on the keyboard, which I believe was D, right? Yeah. So you have to use the combination joystick in hand and keyboard to do the force field. But it should look familiar because it's Money Wars. It's the same one. I don't know how you'd be able to rate this one. I would still say above average of all the games to play on a home computer. Just because the gameplay is so simple. Whatever it's doing here is done very well. Since we've started playing every single game, I've seen genres or styles of gameplay reach their peak already. You know, like Pong. The ball and paddle it isn't going to get any better than Pong. Breakout, though, we will see some improvements later, but there's some gameplay styles that just aren't going to be able to get any better than this. You know, like this might be the best wallet walker style game, walking to the right, picking up money, and coming back. Oh, there we go. Got me. Yeah, this was made or developed by HAL Laboratory, but I think they wouldn't be able to use that as a mascot because Commodore is the one that was publishing it. You know, they had the rights for it. But I love playing that game. What was the first mascot that HAL Laboratory ever did? That's like saying Nintendo's first mascot was that sheriff. Or El Bandito. Make our way over here. So on the camera, you really can't even see the money bag. It's really, really small. Right over here by my shoulder. Yeah, I would say plays better. I mean, it's joystick controlled. You don't have to use the keyboard. You're doing combination keyboard and joystick. But back and forth, you have the power-ups. Speed up. Waste your bonus if you want to. If you don't care about points, go for it. And it is alternate play. If you have someone else that wants to take turns. Go all the way across. We're not going to see too many more titles on the Commodore Max machine. This one died out pretty quick. The Commodore VIC-20, well, this one didn't take off in Japan, and then the Commodore VIC-20 didn't really take off very big in Japan either. But the other computers, they sure did, and we're going to be playing those. So this is almost like the last hurrah of Commodore in Japan. We'll see some more, I think around 1983 as well. So there you go, there's Money Wars on the Commodore Max machine. Still an alright time. Very, very fun. I wouldn't be able to say any higher than 3.5 still. Even with the joystick controls of all the games on a home computer, it's above average still. Very, very nice. All right, if you're still with me, it might even get weirder than that. Let's see what's happening next. We're now going to the handheld world, and here's Monkey Jump. Monkey Jump is another one that we've kind of already seen as a tabletop handheld, and this one is a standalone handheld platformer. So here's the box, terrible picture of the box for Monkey Jump. This is another one of VTech's arcade Time and Fun releases in Europe. And there's the system itself. So the handheld has the disc at the bottom, very similar to the disc on the Intellivision. Not feels the same, but I mean just looks the same. Because they can't do that cross that the Donkey Kong uses. Nintendo has that patented. So they have to have some other formula to move around as a platformer. All right, so there is the system. And let's put it in the palm of our hand and play some Monkey Jump. This is by VTech in Europe at sometime in September 1982. This is also called Kid Kong, depending on where you are, or Hop Man if you're in France. The first one we've already played from 1981 called Wild Man Jump. This is essentially the same thing, but scaled down from a tabletop to something a little smaller. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go in. Game A. It's a handheld Donkey Kong variant. We got I Am the Monkey Jump, I guess. And you have all 4 directions you can move around. I've already died. I'm going to zoom in on the screen because it's a little harder to see. So there you go. So the idea is I can jump, and whenever I jump, I always hit the same arc over the top. It plays and looks really similar to Wild Man Jump. And we even have a place to hide. If you hold up, you can hide up here and avoid the barrels. But some of them may be falling down in different places. So it's giving us not a power up, but a way that we can hide from the other ones. And then here's coming another one, made it across. Make our way over here. I guess I should have hid on the. Make our way all the way to the top. I love you. Wherever we're rescuing, she loves us, but then she gets captured again. And then it repeats. So it's a handheld. It's a Donkey Kong handheld. Not the first that we've seen, and not the first you could be playing right now. But you gotta admit that the true Donkey Kong by Nintendo, the split screen handheld, is the best. This one's all right, and the controls are the best that they could be doing right now for this. Oh, is that it? Is all we get? We have to push the game mode that we want. Everything I learned about in life, I learned in video games. This is how I found my wife and got married. She was in a tree. And I rescued her. She said she loved me, and it was true love after that. Wow, when you fall, it's a blink to the bottom that quick. All right, so there you go. That's Monkey Jump. Of all the games you could be playing on a handheld, the platformer handheld is still a cool idea. It has more elements to it than the usual Game & Watch games. You know, the ones that have 2 buttons where you're moving left and right trying to dodge items or having a correct timed input. So Monkey Jump, I gotta say, is still above average for all the handhelds that are out there. It's nowhere in the range of the split-screen Donkey Kong. And for, if you think of the, Errol's already thrown out 2 stars. If you think of all the other handhelds you could be playing, this one still is doing something more with gameplay, a level above some of the other handhelds that are out there. Yeah. Yeah, the hiding spot, manly, nice. Giving it 4 stars for that. Too cool. When we first saw Wild Man Jump, I was actually rating it 4, just because it was such a fresh idea and so close to whenever Donkey Kong came out in the arcades. Curtis is going around average with 3 stars. Yeah, for handhelds, it's harder to range everything with handhelds because there's tons out there. And this world, the handheld world, is completely different. It's like we're playing rudimentary video games like from the 70s, and it's going to take a while for the handheld world to really crank up the level of gameplay. But at this point, you can kind of see, if I'm saying 3.5 stars for that game on a handheld, there's not a whole lot that's impressive. All right, so after that, what is next? We're going back to the Coco and playing Offender. Just Offender. We only have a few screenshots for this one, so we're just going to pop in and play some Offender. This is by Greg Zumwalt at sometime in September 1982. Yes, Chiptune, I agree. It's still better than the Tiger games. All right, here we go. This one is machine language. I want some blazing fast speeds. This one's harder to come by, and it's only found on the color computer. There is no other way to play Offender. It's by American Business Computer. Greg took his time and really wanted to show off the title screen. So American Business Computers is the publisher. Nice. Cool sound effect. Makes you feel like we're playing something like Tron. There you go. Get the credit. Way to go, Greg. That's right, Neb6. We'll see if it works in the game, too. Alright, so this one has a high score table, like we're playing an arcade game. And as you can see, Offender is Defender. Defender. I fire off giant missiles. I have a radar at the top, very, very small, kind of hard to see, especially for those watching from home. But I have a real, like, one-to-one Defender clone that you'd be playing on a home computer. Because at this point, we've already played, this is the 28th Defender variant of all systems and all platforms that you could be playing. Or at least that we played on the show. So out of 28, this one is the 19th Defender clone you could be playing on a home computer, and this one is the very first Defender clone for the TRS-80 color computer. So I see the radar at the top. We got one more enemy to kill. I don't think we rescued anybody, though. When I went down to the bottom, it wouldn't let me do it. Oh, is that our meter going down? We have to refuel. I'll just kamikaze into this guy. There we go. Okay, we got our meter back. So we have a threshold. You can see on the top there's a bar or a meter going down of the number of shots we have. Oh, and there we go. We got one being taken away. Rescue. Oh, the way it accelerates. Look at how quickly it moves from left to right. But you are able to follow the radar. Very, very nice. I love exploring and finding these hidden games. Like a Defender hiding on the TRS-80 color computer that plays like this. Alright, so at this point, whenever the screen changes to green, I have no control. Can you tell we're playing on the color computer? There's so much color here. Oh, very cool bit of info, Curtis. Love it, yeah. Yeah, that's the one for the Coco. That's what kind of made it special, considering the other home computers or micros that were out there. So we didn't even make the high score table. It's difficult, just like Defender in the arcades, but it's a rare treat. The first time you could ever play this on, or anything like this, on the color computer, and then the only last time we saw Greg Zumwalt do anything was Packet Man in September 1981. So this is his second title we played here on the show. And well done. It has all the pieces. Now, this one is almost has all the elements as Defender. Defender hasn't been officially released on any home computer or anywhere, in any consoles. It's only been in the arcades. And don't confuse Defender for the BBC Micro as official. That was not official. Defender on the BBC Micro changed its name to Planetoid. So it was a very well done Defender. And this one has everything you would want to play for a Defender. And the control is great. The joystick works great for a home computer, being able to go in all directions. And then we have the avoid mode. I wish we could find more documentation or information on this one, though. So in some of the ports we saw for the Eliminator by Adventure International, this is around that kind of quality. Only for certain ones, though. Yes. Very, very fun. So yeah, I'd still say of all the games you could play on a home computer, this one's great. Lots of fun, especially if you want to play something that's like Defender. The best ones or the best Defender games we've seen on home computers were the Planetary one on the BBC Micro, and then the Eliminator. And there's been some that have been very surprising and have all the elements of Defender for a home computer. But bear in mind, there is no official Defender yet. So I would give this one maybe 3.75. So it's in between 3.5 and 4 stars of everything you can be playing right now on a home computer. Yes, yeah, we will be seeing it soon, Rich, but we haven't seen it yet. It's going to be coming up, I think, by the time we finish this this month. There we go. Yeah, so we'll see 3.5 stars for all the titles that you can be playing on a home computer or any home computer. Yeah, no mountains. All right, what's happening next?
These families are learning about home computers.
We're now playing on the Atari home computer. This is Princess and Frog. Princess and Frog. Let's take a look at the box. This is by Romox. And what is the front of the box? What is the picture they're showing here? Is it fairy tale fantasy? Is that what they just picked some generic stock image, and they have what looks like frogs. I'm not sure if it exactly is frogs on the front of the box. Romox, what are you doing? Who's your marketing team? We flip it over to the back, and Princess and Frog is a one-player game. After inserting the cartridge, you may start the game pressing the start button and fire on your joystick. The object of the game is gain points by moving your frog past a field of jousting knights across a moat filled with alligators and snakes. Watch out for the alligators. They sometimes submerge and take your frog with them. And unite with the princess of the castle. Jumping into one of the castle gates gives you another frog and extra points. If your timing is good and luck is on your side, your frog will kiss the lips of the princess and turn into a prince. Aw, it is like a fairy tale. Your joystick allows you to jump in all directions and avoid dangers of your journey. It sounds like we got another Frogger variant. Do we have anything else for Princess and Frog? Nope, just the screenshot that gave it away. Let's pop it and play Princess and Frog by Ed Fries, published by Romox. It's sometime in September 1982. Oh, you thought the Frogger was done. No, Frogger is not done. Princess and Frog is here. This one's also available for the TI-99 home computer and the Commodore VIC-20 that I believe we're going to see that in 1983. This was the first one to come out. Here we go. Push and start, and we're in. Yes, there we go. I'm going to crank it up a little bit so we can hear some of the beautiful Frogger noises. Yeah, there it is. So we have sound effects to move across. The snakes are in the water instead of on the land. And then I think I got lips at the top, but I'm going to jump in the castle. Okay, so you just jump in the castle as a frog. Let's see if we touch the lips, if we transform into a prince. What a concept. We've seen almost everything with Frogger. Whoa, sweet! We did. We transformed into a prince. So maybe this was the first game with transformation, but we're not able to play anything after the transformation. I loved the sound effects, though. When you go from frog to prince. The jousting knights is a nice touch. Another title that I didn't know exist. Oh, yep, you still can't go in the water. I wanted to try it out. Princess and Frog. The frog still doesn't know how to traverse the dangerous waters of the river. All right, there we go. And go. Nice. So, cool concept. You can go to the top and get bonus points if you touch the lips, which are essentially like the flies whenever you play original Frogger. Yes. Transform. And then it turns into the symbol of the guy at the top. Okay, so we'll clear the screen and see what the next one is. So cool. We gonna get the lips? We got him. We got kissed again. We get a little song at the end. Very nice. Just great. So good. We've already seen so much Frogger. And the official Frogger has been on the Atari VCS and on the PC 6001 in Japan computer, but we haven't seen it on any other official ones. You know, like the Cornsoft Group official Frogger that hasn't been out yet. So much, yeah, very well done. I like it too. This is our 23rd Frogger variant of all video games. 23 Frogger games, and I'm still liking it. I was a little worried. Hey, wait, is there a female? There's a girl frog too, just like in Frogger. I saw the purple frog on top of the alligator. This one has everything. And the medieval theme, fantasy theme, is a nice touch. Like you were playing the fairy tale, Princess and the Frog. Nice. Instead of avoiding cars, you avoid the jousting knights, and the this is fun. There you go. There's Princess and Frog. Of all the games we could be playing on a home computer, this is fun. This is great. I would say about 3.5 stars. It's not like up to the same quality as something like Preppy or Pacific Coast Highway. I mean, we played so many Frogger games out there, but I'll also say above average of all the titles you could play. It's fun. Yeah, Hunter says 3.5. Oh yeah, the theme, Curtis. There you go. 4 stars. Very nice. Yeah, plays well too. We've already seen Frogger variants that have like animation and little nuance in how you move around the screen. Yeah, 3.75. Yeah, chiptune if I could, I would do that one. Yes, mainly saying 4. Oh yeah, the theme though. You know what? Maybe we should crank it up and make it 4 stars because I like the fairy tale theme and the medieval theme of it. Yes, and yeah, the graphics. Yeah, we'll do 4 stars. It's a fun idea that you want to get across and transform into a human being. So yeah, I'll say 4. And I'm slightly biased because I love Frogger. All right, what game is next? We're back on the TRS-80 color computer. Here's Racer Ball. Racer Ball is from the United Kingdom. So this one is, you can see it from the box. Racer Ball is the TRS-80 color computer with a U, released by Microdeal in the United Kingdom, with an example of the screenshot that already gave it away. So this one, I really don't want to play it on this system because we really should do it justice. This is only in the United Kingdom when this came out, and we should be playing on this computer from the United Kingdom. We really should be playing Racer Ball on the Dragon 32. So it's pretty much the same system, you know, the UK formula. So let's check out Racer Ball on the Dragon 32. Starting with the box. Here's the cassette case. Racer Ball, turning Pac-Man into something sci-fi from Spectral. Very nicely done. Do we have anything else for Racer Ball? We have the older cartridge case for Racer Ball. Requires joysticks. Racer Ball around the space corridors on the moon base, but avoid enemy laseroids that keep coming in the airlock. And then you flip over the back of the box, or the inside sleeve, I mean. So this is how to load the game and how to play the game. Very nice with a cassette tape we're going to pop in. Let's pop it and play Racer Ball for the Dragon 32 by Spectral Associates, maybe? Published by Microdeal at sometime in September 1982. So this was re-released later, or a re-release of Ghost Gobbler that we'd already played in May 1982, and it's possible this came out in later 82 and maybe even 1983, but we're going to have fun with it now. Here we go. No illegal copy or rental of that. They're Microdeal. Very nice. So we got a tape loading screen. And then if you wait long enough past the tape loading screen, then it loads up the high score table. Sweet. Do we need instructions? Maybe? Racer Ball is an excellent, highly challenging maze chase game. You control the Racer Ball, which you guide around the maze, with the right joystick. You have to pick the solar cells up and avoid laseroids. There are 4 Energizer dots, which will make the laseroids change color and become scared. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that means. The laseroids will remain scared for a variable period of time, depending on which board you're currently on. They will blink for 2 seconds and go back to normal. In other words, they're explaining Pac-Man. That's all it is. It shows us our bonus items that we can pick up. Plums, cherries, pears, mushrooms, just like Pac-Man. Nice. And then we have teleportation at the center screen as a field that's the teleportation spot that'll transport you to the upper center of the screen. So we got a teleporter on the game, and we also have different skill levers here. And then it gives us our point value to start a new game. You can type yes or the fire button. Press any key to start the game. What is your name? And our skill level, let's try skill level 2 for this showcase. There it is. We're in. I'm going to bring... It's got little chirps. Sounds like we got crickets here. Yeah, so it's like a reskinned Ghost Gobbler. Oh, there was the teleporter. I accidentally touched it and teleported to the top. Very nice. Yeah, it's Pac-Man, all right. I don't know why they would need to hide this one. This looks nothing like Pac-Man. I like the teleport spot, though. Yeah, we did that before. You only can teleport from the bottom to the top. Like we've seen before. Oh, they're guarding the left side. Let's see if we can make over here. Nice. And there it is, the first fruit. Is that the plum? The plum is just a thing of purple. And let's clean up this map here. Oh, missed it to the side. Let's see if we can pick it up at the other side. Man, they can take you out so quick if you're not careful. So I have no more power-ups. Let's see if we can get the last one. What? And then we can put our high score in, and you can do a new game if you want. There you go. So there's Racer Ball. Of all the games you could be playing right now on a home computer, it's essentially just like we played before. It's Ghost Gobbler. It's Pac-Man. So I would say this one's pretty average of all the titles so far. We've played other Pac-Man titles, so many Pac-Man titles, and I don't want to say I'm annoyed by it or bored of it, but you can kind of see Racer Ball is fairly average for all the titles so far. That was so close to the dot. I'm so glad I was able to do it on the show. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm seeing Errol saying above average, 3.5 stars for Racer Ball. At this point, there's so many Pac-Man games and so many variations of Pac-Man or the top-down maze that you really got to do something special. This one does play well. This one is a very good game, but I would still just say of everything you can play on a home computer, it's average. Yeah, Curtis is saying 3 and 3.5, and Manly's 3 stars as well. Yeah, you take away the cuteness and you have the sci-fi theme of it. I want to shoot something because we've seen them do that. Take maze games and then you got a gun. You can fire it around the maze like Targ. That one's not in this. You just have to avoid stuff. Oh, and Jimmy, if you want to know, that's declared at the end of every single show. Yeah, animation was great too. Well, that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause this evening. Tune in next episode for a big episode. If you can't do Dig Dug, you have to do something, so what do you do? That's it for today, and like I always say, please wait while I generate the entire video game industry. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.